What better way to start the new year than with a flower that symbolizes fresh starts? Today, we are exploring the tulip, a perfect symbol of hope and renewal as we begin this new chapter. When you picture a tulip, you likely think of the Netherlands, but its journey to becoming a Dutch icon is a wild tale of empires, continents, and even a midnight robbery. Let's trace where this beautiful flower really came from. Welcome to Season 3 of Roots Revealed. I'm Binish aka Beans, your guide to the fascinating history, culture, and the science of plants. Together, we'll uncover how plants have shaped civilizations, ecosystems, and our understanding of the natural world. Let's kick off our next episode. Let's start at the beginning. The tulip's true home isn't in European gardens but in the remote mountains of Central Asia, specifically the Tian Shan and Pamir Alai ranges. There, in isolated highlands, wild tulips still grow freely today. Some botanists believe the tulip originated along the 40th parallel from northern China to southern Europe, meaning it existed hundreds of thousands of years before human civilization. Evidence suggests that ancient civilizations were aware of tulips as well. Some specialists point to a Minoan vessel that may feature the flower's earliest representation. Today, 5 endemic tulip species thrive on Crete. Even Romania has its own endemic species, the Banat tulip, which grows on steep slopes of the Ciucarul Mare mountain. While tulips evolved naturally across this vast range, their cultural story truly begins in the Ottoman era. The tulip's true transformation from wild mountain flower to cultural icon occurred during the Ottoman Empire, where it became a symbol of power, prestige, and wealth. In Ottoman culture, the tulip became the Sultan's personal symbol and a privilege reserved for the ruling class. Tulip gardens weren't just pretty, they were status symbols that screamed wealth and influence. The commercial side of this obsession was massive. In 1574, Sultan Selim II ordered 50,000 tulip bulbs from a single supplier. During Sultan Ahmed III's reign, tulips became so valuable that the empire created strict laws controlling their sale. That is, one couldn't market tulip bulbs outside the capital. This period became known as the Tulip Age in the Ottoman history. The Turks also held the world's first tulip festival, celebrated at night under the moonlight. The word tulip itself comes from the Persian word taliban, which made its word into Turkish as tulban, referring to the flower's resemblance to a turban. What started as a wild flower in Central Asian mountains had become the Ottoman Empire's most prized possession. In 1554, Augier Ghislain de Busbecq, a Flemish ambassador with a passion for botany, was stationed in Adrianople. He wrote about seeing an abundance of flowers everywhere, daffodils, hyacinths, and what the Turks called tulip-a. This was the first written European reference to tulips, published in his book that came out in 1595 under the title Letters from Tertia. But the real hero of the story is Carolus Clusius, a Flemish doctor and botanist. In the mid-16th century, Clusius worked for Emperor Maximilian II in Vienna, and this is where fate stepped in. He became friends with his landlord, none other than the Flemish ambassador Augier Ghislain de Busbecq, who had received tulip bulbs as a gift from Sultan Suleiman I himself, and he shared them with Clusius. After Emperor Maximilian II died, the new emperor dismissed him. Clusius eventually became a professor and head of botanical garden at the University of Leiden in 1594. And that's how the tulip arrived in the Netherlands. Clusius didn't just plant them and call it a day. He began the first proper academic study of tulips, multiplying and cataloguing them scientifically. He examined their botanical properties and even their medicinal potential. Now here's where things get interesting. Some of the tulip species Clusius acquired carried a virus called TBV. Instead of damaging the flowers, the virus produced stunning flamboyant striations and color patterns. Visitors to his garden were absolutely captivated by these flowers. However, Clusius was stubborn and he refused to sell his carefully multiplied bulbs. So, in 1598, thieves broke into his garden and stole 100 bulbs in a single night. Frustrated and probably feeling betrayed, Clusius abandoned tulip cultivation altogether. He donated his remaining bulbs to close friends, and from there, tulips spread throughout the Netherlands like wildfire. Now we will learn how the Netherlands became so synonymous with tulips. The Dutch Golden Age of the 16th and the 17th centuries wasn't just about mercantilism and trade. It was also the golden age of Dutch cartography, and interestingly, tulips arrived right at its perfect moment. The Dutch had been watching the Ottoman tulip festivals, and now they had the chance to grow these flowers themselves. Fast forward to today, the Netherlands produces over 70% of the world's tulip bulbs. They've got institutions dedicated entirely to bulb culture at Wageningen University and the Hortus Bulborum Museum, where you can see varieties dating back to 1595. Then there's Keukenhof Park, established in 1949 between Haarlem and Leiden. Every year, over 28 hectares are planted with 6 to 7 million bulbs in different varieties. More than 1 million visitors come annually to visit this spectacular display, making it a major tourist and cultural event. What the Ottomans turned into a symbol of power, the Dutch transformed it into an industry and a national identity. Now let's explore the rich mythology surrounding tulips, because every great flower deserves its legends. In Greek mythology, tulips are said to spring from the blood of Adonis, the beautiful god of vegetation. His spilled blood colors the flowers, linking them forever to the themes of death, rebirth, and spring's return. Iranian mythology offers a more dramatic tale. According to the legend, a bolt of lightning strikes a dewdrop on a leaf. The leaf bursts into flame and becomes a tulip. And that distinctive black center you see in some tulips, that's the scorch mark left by the lightning. It's a powerful image connecting the flower to elemental forces. Persian folklore gives us a tragic love story. The first tulip bloomed from the blood of star-crossed lovers Farhad and Shirin, a tale as heartbreaking as Romeo and Juliet, but marked by flowers instead of dooms. In Turkish and Central Asian folklore, tulips are tied to paradise gardens and memories of homeland. Ottoman women would embroider tulips as protective tokens, offering them with prayers for their husband's safe return from war. Gardeners believed that cultivating tulips was blessed work and that might help them attain heaven. In Uzbek tradition, there's even a spring festival called Lola Saili or tulip festivity where the flower embodies spring, joy, and renewal. And then there are the fairy tales. In Dartmoor, England, stories tell of fairies living within tulip blooms, tending gardens, and singing lullabies. One legend speaks of pixies protecting a kind old woman's tulip bed, making tulips symbol of good deeds and supernatural favor. Whether born from divine blood, struck by lightning, or sheltering fairy wings, the tulip has captured human imagination across every culture it touched. Beyond their beauty, tulips have medicinal properties that people have used for healing since at least 1000 AD, when Turkish cultures first grew them for aesthetics as well as medicine. Traditionally, tulip flowers were applied directly to insect bites, scratches, and skin problems, while their sap was used to treat coughs and colds. Modern science has confirmed some of these old remedies, showing that tulip petals contain powerful antioxidants that fight inflammation, bacteria, and potentially even cancer. Studies reveal that tulip petals can kill harmful bacteria like E. coli, and research on animals suggests that they might help lower blood pressure and cholesterol. The flowers also contain auxin, a natural growth hormone that helps repair cells and regenerate, which might explain why they were traditionally used for healing wounds. However, there's an important warning. Tulip bulbs are poisonous and can cause serious stomach problems if eaten. While tulips show promising health benefits, anyone thinking about using them medicinally should talk to a doctor first, since there are real risks of allergic reactions and poisoning. From wild mountain slopes to royal gardens, the tulip has traveled an incredible journey. Today, every tulip blooming in gardens around the world holds centuries of history within its petals. It reminds us that beauty transcends borders, inspires empires, and connects us through time. As we embark on this new year, what better symbol to embrace than a flower that has long represented fresh starts, and endless possibilities. Thank you for tuning into Roots Revealed. Support the show by leaving a review on your favorite podcast platform and sharing episodes with friends and family. If you have any feedback or suggestions, reach out to me at hello@rootsrevealed.org. Remember to keep exploring your roots and celebrating the rich diversity of our shared history. See you next time. Bye.